trying to meet up with my friend Taronda. She's visiting from Philadelphia. It's been really, really hard because, you know, when a friend comes from out of town, she's here to visit like a lot of family and friends, and then I'm one of her many friends. We're gonna say hi real quick, we're gonna exchange hellos, a couple of high fives, and then she's off to meet with someone inside here, the Cherry Cricket, a very popular burger joint here in Denver, Colorado. All right, let's see if Taronda's here. That looks like her right there in yellow. No, behind this nice. Look at this. Hi, miss. I hope everything's going great. Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, there she is. Hi. As I was walking up to her, there was this really nice older lady pushing around a walker, and she was between I and Taronda. So I kind of waved, and the lady was like, "Oh, hi!" Like, "Oh, nice young man." So then I had this sort of awkward moment where I'm like, "Oh, hi to you too. I don't think we know each other. I'm actually waving to the nice young lady behind you. I hope you have a great day." Anyway, that's funny. That was like 3 minutes. The thing is, Taronda and I go way back to Colorado Springs when I was a cameraman there. She was a reporter, and I'd never had so much fun working with a reporter before. The hardest of stories always went easier when you had Taronda. Thank you so much for taking like 3 minutes of your time to just say hi to an old friend. And now I gotta get back to work because there is a deadline. All right, it's another early morning in the Hey Cameraman household. I have disappeared. There I am. I'm excited. You guys are gonna love today. It's gonna be amazing. Let's meet outside of the car. In the work car now. I'm really excited. Today we're gonna go flying again, but today's really special. We are going to join the Colorado State Patrol.
Kodiak 2, cleared for takeoff.
As they go overhead to catch speeders in the act along Interstate 70. No joke, these people use an airplane to catch speeders. Pretty impressive. All right, let's go. Back at Centennial Airport, I'm so excited. State Patrol, they fly in what I'm told a Cessna 182. That's a small four-seater, but with kind of a larger engine than, say, those training aircraft. So let me catch up with you guys in just a second. Let me grab my stuff. We're out there by runway 28. This is really cool. Look at that, they have Colorado State Patrol, CSP, just like right there. Oh, look, my hair's crazy today. Really comfortable, Cessna 182 with a turbo. Beautiful airplane, it's got this glass cockpit avionics, which is the G1000 from Garmin. Let's switch to the GoPros now.
Good morning, Kodiak 2, approaching Charlie 2. Look at departure to the west, and have Yankee and Reynolds complete. Kodiak 2 to the ground, and only one to the left, taxi, via Alpha. All right, one to the left via Alpha, Kodiak 2.
All right, there's a little bit of a rush hour, as you can see right here at Centennial Airport, a couple of planes in front of us. So this is the perfect time to ask Trooper Nate how this whole catching speeders from the sky thing works.
We wait for a vehicle to cross a solid white line that's painted on the shoulder. When the vehicle passes the first line, I begin my stopwatch. So after that vehicle passes the second line, we'll hit the stopwatch to find out how far or how much time has lapsed between the two half-mile marks. And the stopwatch does the calculation for us and gives us a speed.
Straight out, wind 104, runway 17 left, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, 17 left, and fly straight out, Kodiak 2.
Today he's going to be helping with enforcement along I-70, that's Interstate 70, as it comes out of the mountains near C-470 on the west side of Denver. The highway coming out of the mountains has a really heavy slope, and it's known for having tons of speed.
The first mark is right here.
Once he gets on location, he starts to circle around to start the timers, and once he catches a speeder,
in the number one lane passing a bunch of people.
he radios to some cars that are on the ground.
The second clock on him, 84 miles an hour.
He does 3 speed measurements. Those cars catch up with the alleged speeder.
Next vehicle next, that's him right out, left side.
And then the police, state patrol, or sheriff's officer on the ground has a little chat with the driver and decides then if they're going to give him a ticket. Alright guys, that was fantastic. I had a good time, and I'm not gonna lie when I say at the end I kinda popped popped. Let me explain what I mean by pop. I vomited, threw up. I was driving the porcelain bus. Bottom line is I filled up one of these, and I got a couple of reasons why. We were making left turn after left turn after left turn. Then on top of that, I had this camera. I was looking through the viewfinder and all of that. Problem is when you do that, it also gives you a false horizon across the camera. Now I'm gonna have this horizon that's doing this, and then I have the actual horizon out there, and then I have my head doing this back and forth. You know what, a great way to explain it is how my instructor Roger explained it to me. Your body is suffering and it's trying to make it stop. It's warning you, hey, I don't like what's going on. It doesn't happen to everybody, and it doesn't even happen to me every single time. Best way to deal with it is don't be a hero, put down this camera, rely on your GoPros, and just don't pop. Back in the car. That was an amazing experience. My mind is blown. It's so much work. Why go through so much trouble? I have to be honest. At first, I was kind of dubious. I was kind of doubtful. Why in the world they would spend so much money to put an airplane in the sky? But it makes sense now. It makes so much more sense than just leaving police officers on the side of the road. In Colorado, we have a lot of mountainous terrain, highways that do kind of the swervy thing. Those are where people tend to actually go faster than they really should. There's no need to put at risk a police officer on the side of a swervy, curvy highway when you could do it much more safely like this. Of course, I'm an aviation nerd, a little bit biased. Take that for what it's worth. I'm gonna leave it right here. Shout out to Mrs. Rutabaga for subscribing. If you like the video, please hit subscribe and maybe even hit the thumbs up button. You know, that gives me, a good feeling. It lets me know that I'm doing this right for you guys. And of course, if you see me on the streets, please be sure to say, hey, cameraman. We'll have some fun. Bye.
The reason I stopped you today is because I clocked you doing 77 and a 65.
As the airplane circles, though, sometimes
He's entering the curve now.
it doesn't work.
You know what, guys? We're going to have to call it.
The pilot lost sight of that vehicle.
A lot of the traffic looks a lot alike, from 1,500 feet.
They don't get upset because they lost a ticket.
One car crashes into another and it turns into a huge mess.
They get upset because of what else they could have lost.
And that's our main goal, is to stop the people dying on the roadways.
So they just wait for the next one.
Until that fatal number drops to 0, we'll be flying these airplanes in the sky.